This is Darshana Gauchan with your B2B Cambodia Market update for September 13th, 2024. The Cambodia Securities Exchange Index was up 0.04 points or 0.01% to 411.91. Total trade volume was light but higher than yesterday, with 39,821 shares changing hands at a total value of 252 million real or over $62,000. 3 stocks were up on the main board, with the Phnom Penh Autonomous Port leading the market, up 2.36% or 320 real to 13,900 real per share, followed by Grand Twins International, which was up 0.26% or 10 real to 3,820 real per share. The Sihanoukville Autonomous Port was also up 0.17% to 11,860 real per share. On the other hand, 2 stocks were down. Pestec Cambodia was the biggest loser of the day, down 3.21% or 80 real to 2,410 real per share, followed by the Phnom Penh Water Supply Authority, which was down 0.30% or 20 real to 6,660 real per share. The rest of the main board, including Royal Group Phnom Penh SEZ, Akleda Bank, MJQ Education, and Cam GSM, remained flat. Over on the growth board, both stocks were up. DBD Engineering was up 0.49% or 10 real to 2,070 real per share, and JS Land was up 0.29% or 10 real to 3,460 real per share. The Phnom Penh Water Supply Authority recorded the highest trade volume of the day, with 26,093 shares changing hands at a total value of 172 million real or around $42,400, making up approximately 64% of September 13th's trade volume. Akleda Bank recorded the second highest trade volume of the day, with 8,355 shares changing hands at a total value of 63 million real or roughly $15,400, accounting for 20% of Friday's trade volume. In other business news, the Phnom Penh Water Supply Authority has announced the transfer of equity securities to 390 directors, senior officers, and employees of the company. A total of 787,043 shares were transferred from the Phnom Penh Water Supply Authority's temporary account to individual trading accounts of the company's directors, senior officers, and employees on September 13th. Additionally, the Phnom Penh Water Supply Authority informs the public that it is working on resolving the situation of 517,326 shares from 139 directors, senior officers, and employees who have retired, died, stopped working, or requested to return their shares to the company. The Phnom Penh Water Supply Authority states that it is providing information and notifying relevant officers and employees or spouses and other family members who can be contacted to discuss finding a solution that protects their interests. Moving on to the exchange rate, the Khmer Real to USD strengthened slightly to 4,057 real per US dollar, while the US dollar index was down to 101.01. Looking at global commodities, oil prices extended their rally on Friday and were on course for a weekly gain, sparked by output disruption in the U.S. Gulf of Mexico after Hurricane Francine forced the evacuation of production platforms. Brent crude futures rose 38 cents or 0.53% to $72.35 a barrel. If these gains hold, the benchmark will break a streak of weekly declines, despite Brent crude dipping below $70 a barrel on Tuesday for the first time since late 2021. Gold headed for its strongest weekly gain since mid-August, up 2.8% to a record high of $2,570 an ounce, driven by dollar weakness. It was last up 0.4% at $2,568 an ounce. Stocks were headed for a quiet opening early Friday as futures edged up after a week of gains, with the focus still firmly on the U.S. Federal Reserve's monetary policy meeting next week. Dow Jones Industrial Average futures were up 45 points or 0.1%. S&P 500 futures were also rising 0.1%, while those tied to the Nasdaq 100 futures were up less than 0.1%. Both the S&P and Nasdaq have risen every day so far this week. This was Darshana Gauchan with your B2B Cambodia Market update for September 13th. Have a great weekend.